Hi everyone, my name is Sam, and this is Today in History. Today is Tuesday, December the 10th, the 345th day of 2024. There are 21 days left in the year. On this day in 1041, Michael V Calaphates ascended to the throne of the Byzantine Empire following the death of Michael IV. On this day in 1508, Pope Julius II, the Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian I, Louis XII of France, and Ferdinand II of Aragon formed the League of Cambria. On this day in 1768, the first part of the first edition of the Encyclopaedia Britannica, the oldest continuously published and revised work in the English language, was published and advertised for sale in Edinburgh. On this day in 1815, English mathematician Ada Lovelace, who was called the first computer programmer, was born. On this day in 1851, American librarian Melvil Dewey, who devised the Dewey Decimal Classification for library cataloging, and was largely responsible for the development of library science in the United States, was born. On this day in 1884, American author Mark Twain's classic novel, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, was first published. Appearing in the United Kingdom and Canada, it was released in the United States the following year. On this day in 1898, representatives of Spain and the United States signed the Treaty of Paris, concluding the Spanish-American War. On this day in 1901, the first Nobel Prizes were distributed, marking the 5th anniversary of the death of the Swedish industrialist Alfred Nobel, the inventor of dynamite, who founded and endowed the awards through his will. On this day in 1909, Swedish author Selma Lagerlof became the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature, cited for the lofty idealism, vivid imagination, and spiritual perception that characterized her writings. On this day in 1948, the General Assembly of the United Nations developed the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. On this day in 1962, the British historical film Lawrence of Arabia, which was directed by David Lean and starred Peter O'Toole as T.E. Lawrence, had its world premiere. It became one of the most celebrated epics in the history of cinema. On this day in 1967, American singer-songwriter Otis Redding, who was one of the great soul stylists of the 1960s, died in an airplane crash. On this day in 1982, a treaty codifying the law of the sea was signed by 117 countries. On this day in 1996, South African President Nelson Mandela signed a new constitution that completed a transition from a long period of white minority rule, apartheid, to full-fledged democracy. On this day in 2005, American comedian and actor Richard Pryor, who revolutionized comedy with his frank and controversial style, died at the age of 65. On this day in 2006, Chilean General Augusto Pinochet, whose dictatorial reign from 1970 to 1990 in Chile was marked by the murder and torture of political opponents, died while facing charges of human rights abuses. On this day in 2007, Argentine politician Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner was sworn into office as Argentine's first female elected president. She succeeded her husband, Nestor Kirchner. All right, everybody, that's it for today. Today is Tuesday, December the 10th, the 345th day of 2024. There are 21 days left in the year.